Yo, guys, welcome back to the Blue Podcast. This is the Purple Show, got it right this time. With me, Tom, Ben, and Fab. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, doing pretty well. Enjoying the new snow.
Unfortunately for me, I'm on the coast, so no snow. It's actually really sunny, clear blue skies. But unfortunately today, Cam is unavailable due to snow. So that's kind of unfortunate. But I guess it's now going to be kind of more of a bluey, a purple podcast than usual, let's say. Thank you guys for the support lately. Been fantastic. Do check us out on Spotify. When was the last time I uploaded one on Spotify? Doesn't matter. On Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and as always, check out our merch link in the description. I'm the only one wearing it. And our Twitter at Blue Podcast One and Instagram at the Blue Podcast One, where there may still be a poll out, which we'll talk about later about our possible future different logo, basically. Well, last time we spoke was the United Liverpool derby game, and it was boring as hell, to be honest, Fab. Did you enjoy watching it at all?
It had me on the edge of my seat. I think definitely a Liverpool United supporter watching that game will have not found it boring at all, but it was a little bit anticlimactic.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I remember watching the game after, I think it was City Crystal Palace, and then Spurs Sheffield United were afterwards. And both of those games were so much more interesting than that game.
Yeah, no. I mean, it was a good game. I mean, to be honest, it's sort of almost been overshadowed by the most recent, results. But it was a tricky game. I think both teams had a game plan going into it, and I think it almost worked off. United sort of went for that late winner, and they could have easily gotten it on a different day, to be honest.
Yeah. There were some chances at the end there where I thought they were going to win it.
Yeah, I thought they were going to sneak the 3 points. So, credit to them. I would say we had, I would say we had the better chances though throughout the game. I think the late game scare from United, it shouldn't overshadow our performance was more dominant, throughout the game. We had the better chances and we should have really put them away. I think especially the Firmino chances, I was quite disappointed watching him take on those chances was, pretty poor, I'd say. Definitely not, Champions League, Premier League winning standard. If you want to win those trophies, you need to be scoring those, putting those away. So
yeah, definitely. And that's moved you down to we'll get to the league table. Actually, we'll get to the league table in a bit. City Palace, none of us predicted 4-0. Actually, yeah, I predicted 0-0 for the Liverpool Man United game and got it right. So up yours. Man City beat Crystal Palace 4-0. How was that for you, Ben?
Nice.
Someone's already just woken up.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting us to win 4-0. I was thinking that we should win, but I didn't think it was going to be 4-0. I thought it was going to be I don't know, 2-1, 3-1, or something like that. Yeah.
That's because you always think you're going to concede.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. I think it, in terms of obviously we've won against Villa since then. It's really helped us with momentum. So, but I mean, we'll get onto it. But that momentum's looking like it. Every which way it can, it's trying to stop us keeping it up because De Bruyne's out for up to 6 weeks. So hopefully he's back sooner than that. But might be 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And Aguero's got COVID, hasn't he? So he's out for another 2 weeks. But hopefully we can keep up that momentum. But it'll be a lot more difficult without De Bruyne.
Yeah, I think I'm still tipped for you guys to win this league currently. But same day, Spurs beat Sheffield United 3-1. I think we all expected that, even though there was that crazy and Ndombele goal for the third one. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
That was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, there's no way he meant that, but whatever. Arsenal beat Newcastle 3-0 on the Monday. Obviously, Cam's not here to speak about it, so we don't care. Leicester beat Chelsea 2-0 on the Tuesday. We were crap. I put out a tweet saying that I thought Mount was the only person fighting for the badge. And then Pulisic. Huh?
Someone had an argument with you, didn't he?
Yeah. Someone was like telling me I was wrong, and I just kept on saying, "Well, I'm not." So you're the delusional fan.
There's no right or wrong opinions, is there?
Exactly. I kept on saying it's my opinion. You can have your opinion, but in my opinion, the only person he thought Havertz had a good second half against Leicester. Yet, granted, he had a better second half than the first half. That's because he did nothing in the first half. So obviously, it's going to be a better second half, good second half for him. But did he score any goals? Did he create any chances? No. So, yeah. And it's like people will say, I had to give credit to Lampard, though, for the fact that we asked for him to play Hudson-Odoi that game. Everyone wanted him to play Hudson-Odoi that game. So he did. Hudson-Odoi did absolutely nothing. Didn't show up. So that's why I'm not Lampard out still. I'm not Lampard out because he's doing what we want most of the time. Not every time, because that's because it's a manager, he has his own opinions. But most of the time he does what we want. Like today, what formation have I been banging on about for the last few weeks?
4-4-2, is he?
4-4-2. He's playing 4-4-2 this week. And Mount's captain, which me and my dad wanted as well at some point. So I'm still Lampard in. I think it's just teething issues still. And I mean, obviously, and players didn't have the drive. James and Chilwell, who were flying earlier on in the season, best fullbacks at one point in the league. And then every time they got the ball, their first thought was to pass it back to back to Rudiger or Silva. So it's a confidence thing, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely a confidence thing.
Which is, I think, a lot of teams are having that this season. A lot of games being played, keeping the mentality going week in, week out. It's obviously very difficult when we're going through a very bad spell. But I retweeted something recently, Fab. The last 15 points, Chelsea have had more points than Liverpool, yet Lampard's going to be sacked and Klopp's not. Obviously, Klopp has a lot better of a reputation, so that's fine.
And they've had a lot. They're above you in the league. I
know they're above us in the league, but I'm saying we were pushing for third at 15 points ago, and now we've dropped off. Fair enough, but Chelsea fans who are not. I don't even think it's all Chelsea fans. I think it's the vocal Chelsea fans are like, "Oh, Lampard out." So anyway, West Ham beat West Brom 2-1. I think everyone predicted that. United 2-1 Fulham. Did anyone watch that game?
I watched the highlights.
Yeah, I saw.
Got a point and even won that game.
Yeah.
Loftus-Cheek looked fantastic. I'm not just saying that as a Chelsea fan. There was loads of pundits afterwards saying that Loftus-Cheek looked fantastic.
Again,
heard lots of good things about him.
Yeah. Again, it's United. They're not playing great, but they're grinding out results, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. But talking of good results, though, you beat Aston Villa 2-0. I thought that was a very good result.
Good result. Difficult game. The only unfortunate thing is De Bruyne got injured in that game, but I think, like I was saying after the for this Villa game, that I think it's going to be difficult because I know they've had a break and all that sort of stuff, but it can either affect them where they've lost the momentum or it's benefited them having a break, and it looked like it benefited them. So it was a good
They
win.
just weren't clinical enough. I think they had chances to score, and they just
loads
of chances in the first half.
Talk about being clinical. We're not clinical at all. I think, what was it? Cancelo hit the bar. Gundogan put it just wide. Bernardo put it just wide.
Their save mates. Martinez made some fantastic saves as well.
Yeah.
So
but I don't understand why Arsenal got rid of him.
No, me neither.
But, yeah. I think I'm trying. Have I just remembered the wrong game? Mahrez missed a chance, didn't he? Or was that Palace that he missed a chance?
Missed a chance yesterday as well.
Yeah, no, I think it was Palace. I can't remember now. But
Nah,
yeah,
I haven't seen
yeah,
much from Mahrez since that hat trick he got.
yeah. But yeah, we missed. I can't remember counting the amount. I think it was was it something like 36 shots before our first goal? Something ridiculous.
Sounds
So
about right.
it's like, yeah. Um, who else? There was just countless missed chances. I think De Bruyne probably missed a chance before he went off. But there was that controversy with the first goal.
First goal. Oh my word! If I was a Villa fan, I'd be fuming.
Yeah, but and I've said this previously. We've had bad decisions in the past, and I'm sure we'll have good decisions and bad decisions in the future as well. It swings and roundabouts.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to take it because I'm a City fan, and I think it's a bit questionable. But every team gets good and bad
Yeah.
decisions, some more than others.
Yeah.
But but eventually that should even out in the future, so that United should start getting bad decisions in the future. Hopefully,
Yeah, but they're going to get so many bad decisions in the future for it to even out.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that happens, but it probably won't with it. But I mean, I watched it on BBC, and apparently, it wasn't in the law. I mean, it's questionable. It wasn't offside because Mings played the ball.
No, I think I spoke about it with someone, and yeah, it wasn't offside because Mings played the ball. Like letter of the law, it wasn't offside, but
Yeah,
law should be changed. That should be offside.
yeah.
That kind of
Well,
thing.
if he hadn't played the ball, yeah, but
But
yeah,
from I think from one shock goal to another shock goal, Burnley 1, Liverpool 0. Fab lost your unbeaten streak from 2017 at home. Can't beat Chelsea's 4 years. So how was that for you? All I'm saying was you were on the we were on a Zoom call together at the time, and I came in cheering.
Yeah, no, I do remember that, funnily enough.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it was a bit of a wake up call. It's been a long time coming. I think there's lots of things contributing to kind of the mindset we've lost this season. We've had a steady poor form. I think it was something around four to five expected goals, of which we scored none of them. So if that's anything to go by, I think it's not a time to lose hope and start worrying about Champions League places. But I think it's trusting Klopp and trusting him to make the best decision going forward here. But yeah, as I said, there's lots of things contributing. I think that the first main thing people are talking about is the front three at the moment. Salah, Firmino, and Mane. They've been together for 4 seasons now, which is actually quite a lot longer than most top front three combinations. You look at Messi, Suarez, Neymar. They were only together for I think 3 seasons. You can go through a lot of top attacking options don't stay together for more than 3 seasons. And I think that's almost an indication of, sometimes things need to change. And I think now's probably you've seen the signing of Jota's definitely mixed things up a bit. I think potentially, you're probably looking at a permanent change. I think the Jota injury is kind of stopped that currently. That to revert back, and we've seen the negative impact of it is we've just not been able to score goals. So we're gonna have to wait and see, but I think potentially the front three need to change.
I think I think you're only 6 points behind United, so I think because Klopp's been saying, "No, I can't see you're in the title race and stuff." you get one win, United lose one, you're 3 points behind again. So it's like you say, it's not a time to be
Honestly, it's just panic. I'm not worried at all. I still think we're title contenders.
yeah.
I do think we have had a poor run of form. There's no running away from that. We should be beating teams like Burnley easily, and it's kind of almost an old Klopp thing. Back in 2017, 2018, that was sort of the season you'd see us struggle against sides like that. Not at the moment. We shouldn't be dropping points, but we shouldn't be losing our heads either. The record was going to go at some point,
Yeah.
and I'd rather Burnley than United. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
They would never shut up about that, would they? Realistically.
I was going to say with that United game, I thought it was just like I say, it was Liverpool's first half and United's second half. That's basically summed that game up. And I was happy that it was a draw, because if Liverpool didn't win that, the draw was the next best thing. Because if United had won that, that would have been ridiculous. I've seen Klopp said as well that he's starting to get a bit sort of sour in the press into saying that he's not making the transfer decisions and stuff like that.
I mean, it's just a bit of a reaction. I think Klopp's a competitive manager. I think people often forget that he hates losing. He said it himself. You can't blame the man for being a little bit more on edge when he's losing.
But it's like it's a strange one that he's saying that now, sort of thing. Like I'm not saying that that someone else isn't making the decisions, but he's obviously trying to make a point. So he's obviously chosen now to say it. So maybe to try and get a bit more of a say in the next transfer window, maybe.
I mean, I wouldn't get too dragged into the media personally. I think.
Oh, no. That's what
transfer gossip going around. January.
It's like what Klopp said in his interviews. Like, I'm not. Someone else is making the transfer decisions at Liverpool. So I think he's said that now because you had a poor run of form. He's like, look, this is what happens when I'm not involved in these transfer decisions. So in the next summer, they're like, right. So what do you want?
I don't know. I think to be honest, what's happening is people. I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans saying, sign a centre back, sign a centre back, sign a centre back, and I think that's his way of kind of telling people to let them handle it. I don't think Klopp has any problems with the ownership of the club at the moment. I think they've been good. We've made some quality signings throughout the years without spending,
do you not think that
similar to Chelsea and City? Let's be realistic. Look at our net spend the last 5 years. It is pretty ridiculously low compared to a lot of the top teams at the moment.
I don't think.
Just saying, our net spend's like very small. Just saying.
Net spend over the last 5 years.
I know our net spend's small, mate. Our net spend's small.
But you can't.
You spend a lot of money.
You can't run away from the fact that it's 200 mil. Like you can.
Hey! He said net spend. That's all I'm saying.
Twisting the facts, it's like to the favour.
To be fair, credit to Chelsea. They lost Hazard, their best player.
Probably the third best player in the world at the time.
Yeah, they did have a similar situation to Coutinho. As much as you hate it, he has to go. But I have to say, you probably haven't recovered from it as well as you would have. And I think if you're talking about over 5 seasons, I think your net spend, even the previous seasons, has been pretty high.
Yeah.
I think the reason you were talking about, the Lampard management issue, and I think that 200 mil is the reason people.
Yeah.
Definitely. Do you not think, like going back to the Klopp comment, that he's saying that to try and get a bit more of an influence in the transfers?
Could be.
I think there's a lot of mind games, and the closer you look at it, the more things you'll find. But I think I personally don't believe so much. The small time comments are all entertaining and all, but I wouldn't take them too much. I just take them at face value, to be honest.
Fair
Fair enough. Well, moving on anyway. Aston Villa. Oh, sorry, you got one more?
I was just going to say about Liverpool as well. I've seen a lot of people say about criticising Thiago, saying he slows down the attacks. Would you agree with that?
I would say he's definitely got an interesting play style and a different play style. He comes from Bayern Munich, who, I'll be honest, I haven't watched that much, but from my understanding, they probably play quite similar to City, kind of a slow build up, not particularly quick play. But I would say I'd give Thiago. I think people are jumping the gun at the moment. As I said, there's a lot of panic. We're dropping points. No Liverpool fan is happy at the moment. But trusting Klopp. If Thiago needs to change his game plan, he's a professional player. He'll be able to do it. He'll be able to adapt his game to suit Liverpool, and he needs the time to do it. So I don't see why people are kind of jumping the gun and saying it's a poor signing.
Yeah.
Just
because he was in that first half against United, he was running the game.
Yeah.
And then people saying he was slowing it down too much.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how much of that I believe. What I quite like about him, I've seen it with Salah and Mane, and they should really at the moment. I think it's almost a little bit their fault. He's been playing that early pass, cutting out the middle man in the final third, which is something we don't often see. With players like Wijnaldum and Henderson, they don't like cutting the lines and playing that ball. Just instead of passing it around the box, you cut out that middle man and give the player like Mane or Salah a little, an extra second or two to control the ball and take on their man. It can make a massive difference, but they haven't taken advantage of it yet. And I'm sort of just waiting and seeing, potentially what could happen once they're back on the ball.
Cool.
Fair enough. Well, as I was about to say, sorry. Villa beat Newcastle 2-0 last night. Looked like they were back in the swing of things. I'll get up the table now so we can have a little chat about that. So here we go.
New potential graphics here, looking good.
Yeah. So we got Manchester United in first with 40 points, Man City second with 38, as well as Leicester. But Leicester and United have got that game in hand.
We've got a game in hand.
Sorry, they've played an extra game. Sorry. Yeah. Man City could go first by a point if they win their game in hand. Do you know who your game in hand is against?
Everton.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
I was thinking that I was like, I thought we had a game in hand. We're not. Oh no! I was kecking it then. I was like, oh, United top.
Yeah. So you got a chance. I think Everton will be against your beloved Calvert-Lewin. Although, is he still injured
at the moment? But it probably. I don't know. I don't know when it's going to be played. I don't think it's been rearranged yet. So he might be back quick.
Fair enough. Well, Liverpool down in fourth now, 6 points behind United in first, and could go 7 points behind if City win their game in hand. Spurs with a game in hand on the teams above, apart from City, and they could go fourth above Liverpool, putting Liverpool out of the top five, which would be quite big. Same with Everton, who have 2 games in hand on Liverpool. If they get 2 draws, they'll be on the same points as Liverpool. If they get a win, they go above Liverpool. So it's looking a bit shaky for you there, Fab. I know you're in fourth place still, 6 points behind United.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say that this game week's quite a big game week. We've got, I believe it's
Spurs,
it's Leicester Everton, isn't it?
I'll check it. But yeah, I know you've got Spurs this week or next.
Yeah, we've got, so it's quite a big game week because you've got that big game. I think it's is it City? Who was City playing again?
They got West Brom on Tuesday. United have Sheffield United.
United have Arsenal next weekend, I think.
Yeah, so Spurs Liverpool on Thursday. City Sheffield United on the Saturday as well. It's Arsenal versus Manchester United at 5:30 on Saturday. You've got West Ham on Sunday.
Hopefully, Arsenal can nick something against United.
Definitely.
Isn't it Leicester Everton?
Yeah, Leicester Everton as well on the Wednesday. So
Yeah.
there's lots of games this week to look forward to. Do check out our tweets. We always do a pre-match predictions, and then we also have each of our respective teams. Team, I guess. What would you be? Your team mascot, I guess, does a post-match analysis of the game. Sometimes it's just nothing to say, as Fab said this week, and sometimes there's a little bit more.
No comment.
But yeah, so you've got Spurs will be a tough game, very tough game, but I think you'll win that one.
I think
Just because I don't think Spurs have good enough defense.
I think Liverpool will actually try and win the game.
Yeah.
Unlike Spurs. Well, no, Spurs obviously want to win the game, but Liverpool will be a bit more proactive and be on the front foot and sort of attack a bit more.
Yeah, well, that is actually quite a big game this week then for the top 4 spot. So if anything, Liverpool need to win that game really to get ahead of Spurs on points, even with their game in hand.
But I mean, it's not just that; it's fourth versus fifth, and then third versus sixth as well.
Oh yeah,
so
big game.
Teams.
And then also 4th versus 7th on the weekend. Technically, if the game doesn't change, 4th versus 7th.
Yeah.
West Ham playing well.
Yeah, West Ham playing very well. It's Southampton versus Aston Villa on the Saturday as well, which is 8th v 10th. And I want to talk about Aston Villa. Obviously, I like to talk about Aston Villa. They on 29 points with 2 games in hand, like the teams above, but Everton are on 32. So they've got Burnley on the Wednesday, which I think we can all think they probably will win that, which would probably move them up to nowhere, still in 8th on 30. No, the goal difference 6. Okay, yeah. So they'll probably be 7th above West Ham. I'll predict that. But then they've got Southampton on the Saturday. So that's quite a big game, I think, again, in terms of God, we're going to go out to 10th at this rate. Chelsea are going to move down to 10th at this rate because all 3 of us are on 29 points.
It's Tuchel, just in your ear at the moment.
I don't want Tuchel. I don't think he's that good.
Allegri.
I'd take Allegri more over Tuchel, but then I don't know. It's another Italian manager.
What's wrong with Italians?
I'm joking.
I was going to say...
I'm Lampard in anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say about West Ham. Did you watch the highlights of their game against West Brom?
Antonio's goal
was decent. And then did you see that bit where he shouldered that guy?
No.
He shouldered it. It was like a little clip of Match Today showing his strength. And he shouldered that guy and he just went flying in half or something.
Just barreled through 2 sets of players and so he literally flung one of them, onto his backside.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm surprised he hasn't been called up to England before. I mean, they've obviously got loads of quality players there, but I think he's done well enough to at least get a call up. Maybe not start.
He hasn't had that many goals though, from what I've seen. He's a striker for a team that's doing decently well in the Prem, but I wouldn't.
I mean, he's their main goal threat, isn't he?
It's because he gets injured a lot, Fab. So he's been injured a lot this season, and yet he's still, I think, their number 1 goal scorer or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
it's the same with Bamford for Leeds. He's their main man and gets the most goals, but
yeah, but he's definitely played well enough.
Yeah.
To justify a call up.
Well, let's move into the second half of the table. Arsenal in 11th, 2 points behind 10th, 9th, and 8th. But they have not got a game in hand on anyone. They are 2 points behind Chelsea, which is worrying. They've got Southampton on Tuesday. Thank God, Southampton might be able to beat them. And then they've got United on the weekend. So this is a week where Arsenal could lose a lot of points.
I think it's a good test for them. I'm quite excited to see how the Southampton game goes, because I think Southampton are a really solid team, and it'll take an organised and clinical Arsenal team to get the 3 points there. So,
I mean, he definitely had that game in mind when for the FA Cup tie, didn't he? Because he rotated like mad. So,
yeah.
but I think, like you say, it'll be interesting to sort of judge their recent improvement. And I'm hoping they can nick something against United. So, which will be nice. But yeah, they've started to sort of trim the squad and stuff, haven't they, as well? It'll be interesting to sort of speak to Cam about that, because like they've, I mean, there's some stuff about Chelsea that I want to talk to you about actually.
Let's finish off the table quickly, then we've got on to that.
Transfers. But yeah, they're trimming the squad and stuff. So they're starting to, mold the sort of Arteta's starting to mold the squad to his.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, the one last thing I was a bit confused about is you are rotating the squad. Was it for the EFL Cup?
FA Cup.
FA Cup. So he's rotated the squad for the one kind of trophy that they're probably, got a chance of winning this season. And now, I'm sitting there wondering, how are they gonna qualify for Champions League, Europa League? In 11th, you're not going to qualify for anything. And if you drop the FA Cup, what else is there to play for? This time, in 15 games.
I think
time,
Yeah, I think they like you say, Tom. They're probably going to go for Europa League in the league, aren't they?
Yeah,
that's a tough ask. That in the current state, I'd say the Champions League and Europa League are going to be really, really tight given the end of the season.
I think Leicester have the best chance of winning the Europa League. I think
they got 5 points behind, aren't they, Arsenal? So for Europa League spot.
Yeah.
So like they're not far off.
There's a lot of good teams in there. Yeah, we won't go back up the table, but I tell you, I predict the end of the season, Champions League spaces, Europa League spaces will be so hotly competitive. Hotly.
Yeah, I mean, that shows that Arsenal 11th are only 5 points behind being a Europa League spot. So it shows how close it is.
Definitely.
But what do you think about Tottenham for Europa League and United?
Yeah, but I think I'm betting for Leicester just because.
Do you reckon United and Tottenham will bin it off?
I don't think they'll bin it off, but I think they are desperate to win the Premier League. And Spurs, I just don't want them to win a cup trophy. So anyway, I just hope they don't win. Leeds in 12th place. This is kind of where it gets to kind of, I guess, actually now the second half of the table, really. They are 4 points behind 11th. But then again, if they win, they are only a point behind. So
back to at the start of the season.
I was about to say, you put them in 10th at the start of the season. Palace in a 13th, again similar position, but without that game in hand. Burnley are moving up the table nice and slowly with a couple of games in hand as well. Wolves doing really badly this season. Obviously, really missing Jimenez, and obviously we spoke about it last week, but they've got no money this transfer window to do anything.
They signed Willian Jose on loan, didn't they?
Yeah, so they've only got loan
help.
That'll definitely help, yeah, and it'll be good for their young striker to play with, play with an older.
Palace. How come Zaha was out for the City game?
I think it was just he picks up an injury in warm up.
Right, because if he's injured for a while, they'll struggle a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's back now though.
Yeah. So he's so key for them.
Oh, he's massively key for them, and he's kind of one of their. Although I think Eze's kind of come through this season quite well. Otherwise, I think they'd be a lot lower down in the league.
Yeah, but I think I think at the start of the season, because we thought they were going to lose Zaha, did we put them to get relegated?
Yes, I think we did. So
But they didn't lose Zaha, so I think they should be all right. But
I'll go through our predictions at the start of the season at some point, and I'll jot down where we put everyone, and we can compare them to when we do our predictions now at some point. Newcastle 16th, I think, expected really.
I'm a bit disappointed by them, to be honest. I thought this season they'd really step it up with Benitez. I think they've got a lot of decent attacking options in that side. And
have they gone?
Yeah.
Have they gone 5 games without a win now, or without?
Probably something like that. That they haven't had the result in a while.
Is it they got hit by a COVID outbreak.
So St. Maximin was on the bench yesterday, but he wasn't starting. So I think he's been a huge loss for them for the last couple of months. But I think it's the way Steve Bruce is playing them. He was playing, I think, at one point a couple of games ago, he played Andy Carroll and Callum Wilson as deep lying 10s rather than strikers.
Benitez managing Newcastle, wasn't it?
No, Steve Bruce.
Steve Bruce. Who does
Benitez
then?
Benitez was last season.
Benitez has just left his job
in China.
In Chinese Super League.
That's where I heard him from, because I knew he was at Newcastle at some point, and I heard he was going to Celtic this morning. Not
Benitez.
Yeah, he was apparently in line for Celtic.
Yeah, I mean that'll be a good managerial side for them.
Yeah, but I think the thing is though, I think Rangers. There's no way Rangers are losing the Scottish League at this point.
No, but I mean next season.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Next season, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, back to the Prem, because I want to get to the Chelsea game at some point soon. Brighton 17th. I think they've been unlucky this season. Fulham, I think where we expect them, but they've been putting in some good results lately.
Starting to pick up some results.
Yeah.
They're the only ones I think could potentially make it out. I think the other two are borderline confirmed. I'd probably say Fulham. I'd say all three of those. I'd say 90% sure are going to get relegated this season, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, well, Sheffield United definitely. I think they're going hard on the FA Cup, so good luck to them. Yeah. Anyway, let's. What did you want us to talk about for Chelsea?
So Tomori to AC Milan.
Yeah, I'm gutted.
Option to buy.
Was there an option to buy?
Option to buy for 30 mil.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, mate. I don't understand it. I rate him highly.
So have I.
Mind blown. Like, I don't get it. And then I think what's that?
Gosh, how old is Tomori now?
22.
Really?
Yeah.
Young.
I mean, if he plays well as well.
They're snapping him up in a second if he plays well.
30 mil is cheap as chips in this market.
Oh, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. I'm fuming.
With Thiago Silva as well, I thought you'd be bringing. I didn't know Tomori was so young. He looked like quite an old centre back, to be honest. He looked quite mature. With players like Thiago Silva in your lineup, he's not going to last for that many more seasons, and you want to be bringing those players through.
It's mind-boggling. I think I was saying this to my dad. So Chelsea at the start of the season, obviously they had the transfer ban, so they were thinking we need to sign players to catch up in the summer. But I've said this before, they signed too many players.
Yeah, I've agreed with you on that as well.
They should have separated. So they sign half of them this summer and half of them next summer, so you can integrate those half the players this season and then the other half next season.
I think Chelsea were just so worried that the players who wanted to sign would obviously not be available. Next season.
But they should have continued with that policy of trusting the youth as well.
I think they kind of have. Hudson-Odoi, Gilmore, Abraham, Mount. And Mount's captain today.
Yeah. But I mean, like, Tomori, you're letting go.
Yeah.
Loftus-Cheek went to Fulham.
That was just to get minutes because he's.
Yeah. But like, if you hadn't have signed those players, he would have got minutes for you.
Yeah, no, I understand.
And those two players were more than good enough to play for Chelsea. So it's unfortunate, really.
Well, do you guys want to know the poll, how it's gone?
Go for it.
So we've had 61 votes. 61 votes. 38 for the winning votes, 23 for the losing votes. Drum roll, please.
It's the new one that won.
Yeah, the new one got 38 votes. The old one got 23.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do you guys think about that? Our fans have spoken.
Fans, what do you mean? Just the mates?
No, there's loads of people. I'll show the results at some point, but there's loads of people on there. I have no idea who they are.
Yeah. What is that going to be? The new logo?
Well, I was gonna ask you. Do you want it maybe to be the Purple Show logo?
That's what I was meaning to you when I was talking about the thumbnail.
Yeah. So we almost have in the future we can have a new logo for each subsection of the Blue Podcast. Maybe. Yeah. What do you think, Fab?
I think it's a good idea. Yeah, no, I think I kind of like the old logo has kind of a good kind of vibe about it, to be honest. So I don't want to let it go.
Yeah.
But I do think the new one's quite snazzy, in my opinion. So I think it's a good decision to put it on the Purple Show, and then might help people kind of differentiate between the two and understand, which one's what.
I like the original logo. It's quite minimalistic, and also it matches the merch, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, oh, you want to keep like the merch, do you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, actually, that would help, because then you can know it's still the Blue Podcast, but this is the Purple Show version of it. Yeah. So yeah, no, I think that's good. I think we got a decent. I would think a lot more votes than I thought we would get. Yeah. So that's kind of our announcement. The Purple Show will have a new logo, but we'll still keep the Blue Podcast as the original minimalistic logo, because it's always nice to keep things original and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. That's our decision, I think. FA Cup. Let's have a look at the FA Cup quickly. I don't want to miss too much of the Chelsea game, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah,
actually, wait. Score predictions.
3-0 Chelsea.
Is this for the FA Cup game?
Yeah, FA Cup game.
Luton. I would say 3-1.
3-1. Okay. Who's at home? Could someone quickly look that up?
Chelsea's at home.
Huh? Chelsea's at home. Okay. Cool. I'm going 4-0 Chelsea. Ben's gone 3-0 Chelsea. Fab's gone 3-1 Chelsea. Cam hasn't said anything yet, but that's fine.
I was just going to say about Antonio, whoever wins out of United and Liverpool play West Ham. So Antonio might come up with a goal against them in the next round.
True. Okay. We'll wait for Fab before we tweet that. But otherwise, we could do the United Liverpool one now as well if you want.
Yeah.
Fab, if it's your team, you go first.
Oh yeah.
I'll go 2-1 Liverpool. I think there'll be goals.
Okay. Ben?
I was gonna 2-1 either way. I'm not sure which one.
I think United are playing at home, aren't they?
Yeah. 2-1 United. I like. That's more me thinking if they win, they've still got this competition to worry about.
I've gone 1-0 Manchester United.
Oh,
stinky predictions.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, who was it that said Arsenal were going to win the league? Fab, you said FA Cup winners were going to be Arsenal. Well, they got knocked out by Southampton yesterday.
I think they play their normal formation. They win that game.
But they didn't anyway. So that's 5 points that you can't win.
That was harsh, wasn't it? But they didn't. Can we not like say who he thinks will win from now? I know that he's obviously lost that prediction, but can you not say who he thinks will win instead of Arsenal?
Yeah, sure, we'll put it in brackets.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait and see, but I don't understand that Arsenal decision to play a weaker team. I don't
want to
be disappointed.
You don't want to predict someone else?
I mean,
we'll give you 1 point if you predict someone else. Then how about that? Be nice.
Probably go Spurs then, just for the fun of it.
He's joined me.
So currently, Cam and me, City, Fab and Ben, Spurs.
I mean, I'll be buzzing if you and Cam get it right, but
of course. Well, I'm personally happy to leave it there this week. Obviously, I haven't got Cam, but is there anything else you guys want to speak about before we wrap it up?
Yeah, well, we can talk about like Arsenal's transfers next week with Cam, can't we?
Yeah. Probably better to have him on for that one.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Nah, that was the only thing talking about like the trimming the squad.
There was one thing about the FA Cup I saw earlier this week that I wanted to bring up, especially to any City fans out there. There was a little graph I saw of all the fixtures for the FA Cup and EFL Cup before the quarterfinals. I think you've seen this.
Yeah.
For the top 6. And I think it was one game in 2017 against Wolves is the only City fixture they've had before the quarterfinals against another top 6 team. And I'm not trying to slag them off and say any match fixing, but I'm just trying to explain to people out there that seem to have a go at Liverpool for not respecting English cups as much as other teams do. And when I was looking at that graph, and Liverpool were clearly the most, had the toughest fixtures in terms of teams around them in the top 6.
Yeah.
You need to have a bit of empathy for Klopp here. He's got a lot of pressure on him. He's got a big job on his hand. He's not going to be prioritizing tough games against the top 6 cups compared to the Premier League. So I thought I'd just point that out. And
I mean,
against United in the FA Cup, it's a good excuse. So
I know that when the draw was done, it was like people saying it's rigged, blah blah blah. City, but like, I mean, I do get that. Like, obviously, we've got so-called easier ties, but no games easy. And even yesterday showed that Cheltenham. I said, didn't I? They're going to be up for it.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, me personally, just on the last note, I think it more bothers me the Champions League fixtures that you get. I don't mind that much about the FA Cup stuff, but it does rub me the wrong way that you seem to always get Shakhtar Donetsk and those sort of teams Champions League group stages every year. It drives me crazy.
I get that as well. But I also remember, I mean, this is obviously recently we have, but I also remember back when we first got in the Champions League, we got Barca in the group, we got Juve in the group. Who else have we got? We got like some Bayern in the group. So it's only more recently that we've started to get favourable draws.
I'd say it has been the last 3 seasons. I'd say consistently.
So, but I do. Obviously, we have been getting favourable draws. I do get that, but it's not like we haven't had hard draws in the past. But I don't know. Is that because of the seeding, or is that just luck? Because I thought the seeding now, don't they?
From what I've seen, it's mainly luck.
Right. Okay.
Probably what you're thinking about is probably at the start when you started qualifying for the Champions League. you probably were seeded lower than you are normally now.
Right.
Now, if you're seeded 1, you're naturally going to have easier groups. But on the other hand, the seeded teams that you have been given with have been questionable, to say the least. But we'll save the Champions League for.
Yeah, no, it is true. It is true. But like, we have had difficult draws as well.
At the end of the day, you can't hold it against them.
No,
Yeah, I mean,
well,
no game's easy as well. So, but
all right. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
We'll talk about Özil leaving and stuff next week.
Yeah, definitely. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I may be able to have the logo in for this one. I have no idea. We'll see. But yeah, check us out on Thursday for another video with a Burnley fan, I think, because City playing Burnley. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next Sunday for another Purple Show. Goodbye.